7 things you should never collect from people. In this world, we exchange items, gestures, and energies every day without realizing the deeper significance of what we are receiving. But there are certain things that, when borrowed or accepted, could inadvertently introduce negativity or disrupt the flow of blessings in your life. Today, we'll explore 7 things that should never be collected from others, not just for practical reasons, but also for their deeper spiritual implications. Welcome to our channel. May blessings follow you always. If you're new here, we invite you to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss our updates. We strive to share wisdom and insights that help guide your spiritual journey and create positive transformations in your life. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and feel free to share it with your friends. The more we share, the more light we can bring into the world. Now, let's dive into these 7 things you should avoid collecting from others. 1. Salt, a powerful symbol of purity and protection. Salt has been used for centuries in various cultures, not only for its culinary uses, but also for its spiritual properties. From ancient times, salt has been regarded as a symbol of purification, preservation, and protection. But did you know that salt also absorbs negative energy? This is why it's used in many rituals to clean spaces and people from harmful spiritual forces. When you accept salt from another person, you may unknowingly be absorbing more than just a simple seasoning. If that person is holding on to any unresolved negativity or ill intentions, they could transfer that energy into the salt they give you. This is why it's crucial to be mindful about accepting salt. If someone offers you salt, especially if it's loose or not in a sealed package, you might want to refuse or purchase it from a trusted source like a grocery store. In some cultures, salt is used in spiritual warfare and cleansing rituals. For example, you may have heard of people using salt to break a curse or to banish bad spirits. If someone with bad intentions offers you salt, they may be attempting to transfer their own negative energy or even invoke a curse onto you. This may sound extreme, but many cultures have long-standing beliefs in the power of salt, which is why it's considered so sacred. Pro tip: if you find yourself needing to borrow salt, make sure to take it directly from a commercial source, ensuring that it is packaged and sealed. This minimizes the chance of contamination by negative energy. 2. Mirrors, the window to your spiritual energy. Mirrors hold deep symbolic and spiritual meaning across various cultures. In many spiritual practices, mirrors are believed to be gateways to the soul, reflecting not just your physical appearance, but your spiritual energy as well. However, mirrors also have a darker side. They can be used by individuals with malicious intent to observe and manipulate your energy. Some people, especially those practicing dark arts or witchcraft, may use mirrors to spy on their targets. A demonic mirror is believed to allow these individuals to monitor your life from afar, manipulating situations and outcomes to their advantage. If someone lends you a mirror, you could unknowingly be allowing them to see and control aspects of your life. Additionally, mirrors are thought to reflect your energy back at you, so borrowing a mirror that someone else has used may carry residual energy. If the person is experiencing turmoil or negativity, that energy may transfer to you when you look into their mirror. Spiritual protection tip: if you must use a mirror in a personal setting, avoid borrowing it from someone you don't trust. You might also consider cleansing the mirror spiritually before using it, especially if you sense that it could have been used in a way that affects your well-being. You can do this by placing it under the moonlight or using sage smoke to purify it. 3. Sand, the Earth's connection to spiritual forces. Sand is an element that connects us directly to the Earth and the natural world. Whether it's beach sand or desert sand, it carries with it the essence of nature. In many spiritual traditions, sand is seen as a powerful tool for spiritual work. It is believed to possess the ability to reverse curses or absorb spiritual energies. For example, some people use sand in rituals to block harmful energy or to reverse bad luck. However, sand can also be used for less benevolent purposes. Negative energies or curses can be transferred into sand, making it a conduit for harm when misused. If someone gives you sand, it could be because they intend to pass on their misfortune or emotional baggage. If you accept sand from someone with bad energy, you might unknowingly carry their burdens into your own life. Why sand is powerful? Sand is omnipresent. It's everywhere, from the oceans to the deserts, and it connects all of humanity. In spiritual terms, sand represents the earth itself, which is why it is used to target people spiritually. The adage "from dust to dust" highlights the deep connection between humanity and the earth, making sand a potent spiritual tool, both for good and ill. Spiritual tip: if you ever need sand for a spiritual purpose, collect it yourself. Do not accept sand from anyone unless you are completely sure of their good intentions. If someone offers you sand, politely decline, or better yet, suggest gathering it together from a neutral place like a beach or park. 4. Sharp objects: knives, scissors, and blades, tools of destruction. Sharp objects, such as knives, scissors, and blades, have a strong connection to division and separation in both the physical and spiritual realms. When used with negative intent, these items can symbolize the cutting off of blessings, relationships, and even prosperity. Sharp objects cut a way of things, and in spiritual terms, they can sever connections, break relationships, and disrupt harmony. If someone lends you a knife or another sharp object, especially if you have a strained or problematic relationship with them, it could be a subtle spiritual attack. You might unknowingly invite disruption into your life. The sharpness of the blade can represent a sudden or unexpected break, whether it's a breakup in a relationship, a financial downfall, or a falling out with someone close to you. Why sharp objects are dangerous spiritually? Sharp objects carry the energy of destruction. In many spiritual practices, these items are used in rituals to cut people off from their blessings or to sever positive ties. When you borrow or accept these objects, you may unknowingly invite this destructive energy into your life. Spiritual protection tip: avoid borrowing or accepting sharp objects unless absolutely necessary. If you must use them, be sure to spiritually cleanse yourself afterward. You can do this through prayer or by using protective rituals, such as lighting a candle or smudging with sage. 5. Matches and fire-related tools, the symbol of chaos and transformation. Fire has both a positive and negative role in spiritual symbolism. On one hand, it can purify and transform. On the other, it can bring destruction and chaos. Matches, lighters, and other fire-starting tools carry the potential for both, depending on the intent behind them. When a person gives you matches or any tool that can ignite fire, they could be unintentionally bringing chaos and instability into your life. Fire is a powerful element. In many spiritual practices, fire symbolizes change, both good and bad. If someone with negative energy hands you a match, it could represent an invitation to the fire of conflict, disaster, or turmoil in your life. Many people who struggle with persistent problems in their lives may unknowingly have this energy transferred through something as simple as accepting a matchstick from the wrong person. Why fire-related tools can be harmful. Fire consumes everything it touches, much like negative energy can consume your peace and happiness. When you take fire-related tools from someone, you might be unknowingly accepting their chaotic energy into your life. Spiritual tip: avoid borrowing or accepting matches, lighters, or fire-starting tools from people with whom you have a difficult or contentious relationship. If you need to use fire for a specific purpose, ensure that you have a sense of control over it, and always do so with positive intentions in mind. 6. Hairpieces, wigs, and attachments. The power of what you wear on your head. What you put on your head is not just a fashion statement. It carries deep spiritual significance. The head is often seen as the seat of your intellect, energy, and spiritual essence. Hair, especially, is considered a powerful part of your personal identity and energy field. Because of this, borrowing someone else's hairpiece, wig, or hair extension can have serious spiritual consequences. When you wear someone else's wig or hair attachment, you are essentially borrowing their energy. This can result in taking on their struggles, challenges, or even their spiritual weaknesses. In some cultures, hair is believed to hold a person's glory and essence, meaning that when you wear someone else's hair, you might be borrowing their struggles and misfortune as well. Why hair is so significant? Hair is not just an aesthetic feature. It holds spiritual energy and represents your connection to the divine. Whether you're wearing a wig, hairpiece, or even attaching someone else's hair to your own, you are unknowingly integrating their energy into yours. Spiritual tip: avoid borrowing wigs, hairpieces, or attachments, especially from people with whom you have a strained relationship or who may harbor negative energy. If you need to purchase these items, make sure you buy from trusted sources and always pray over them for spiritual protection. 7. Handshakes and physical contact. The transfer of energy. Perhaps one of the most common ways we exchange energy is through physical touch. A handshake, hug, or even a touch on the shoulder can transfer emotional and spiritual energy between two people. When you shake hands with someone, you are not just greeting them physically, you are also engaging in an exchange of energy. If the person you are touching has negative energy, that energy can transfer to you through the handshake or physical contact. This is why you might feel drained, uneasy, or suddenly overwhelmed after a seemingly innocent touch or handshake with someone. You might have unknowingly absorbed their negative energy. Why physical contact is so powerful? Physical touch is one of the most direct ways to exchange energy. The hands are often considered the tools of manifestation. Everything you touch, create, and build has the potential to carry energy. When someone with negative energy touches you, that energy can linger and affect your life. Spiritual tip: be mindful of who you engage with physically. If you are uncertain about someone's energy or have had negative experiences with them in the past, avoid unnecessary physical contact. You can also cleanse yourself spiritually after physical contact by washing your hands and saying a protective prayer. Conclusion: understanding the spiritual significance of our exchanges. Every exchange, whether it's an object or a gesture, carries with it a spiritual significance. The things we accept from others can have lasting effects on our energy, mindset, and overall well-being. While we may not always be aware of the spiritual implications, it's important to stay mindful of what we allow into our lives. Remember, the key is not to live in fear, but to be aware and discerning. By understanding the deeper spiritual meanings behind the things we collect from others, we can protect our peace, our energy, and our blessings. Stay aware, stay blessed, and may your life be filled with positive energy.